stage can be confusing, but with insights and guidance from author experts just like us, you can tackle the writing process competently and be assured that the goal of being a published author is within reach. Welcome to the Caribbean Authorpreneur Summit, the place for Caribbean authors to shine. With each staging of our summit, leading Caribbean author experts at home and in the diaspora share their stories and strategies to win with books beyond book sales. In the process, aspiring and published authors are inspired and lives are transformed. The Caribbean Authorpreneur Summit will ensure that fewer books die in the minds of their authors, more manuscripts become published legacies, and precious lives are transformed with the turn of each page.
Let's welcome C. Ruth Taylor. Her mission is to raise up 10,000 winning Caribbean entrepreneurs by 2030 to ensure fewer books die in the minds of their authors, that more manuscripts become published legacies, and precious lives are transformed with the turn of every page.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Session 2, Day 1 of our Caribbean Authorpreneur Summit for 2025. If you were here this morning, it was lit. And so let me know in the comments, again, where you're joining from. Is this your first summit, second summit, third summit, fourth summit, or the fifth one that you've attended since we started in May 2021? And let me know if you were here this morning. This morning's session was eye-opening. So if you have not watched it, you can watch the replay. Dave Chesson and Aminator Coot shared on book marketing, and Aminator shared some tips. And one of the things that Dave said in terms of Amazon, people go to Amazon to buy, right? Over 6 million users. And you need to get the right keywords. And so you want to go back to watch that presentation, and it's amazing. Our theme for this year is book marketing made simple. And of course, Susan said this is our fifth summit, so she hasn't missed any of them, and she was here earlier. And so as part of our summit each year, we have a staple presentation on book publishing. And usually one of the graduates of the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy does that. So this summit is brought to you by the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy and sponsored by Heart Publishers, CDMI Publishing, and Bamboo Sparks. And so each segment going forward is being hosted by one of our sponsors. So tonight's sponsor for this segment is Heart Publishers, founded by Daphne Ellis, and you're going to learn some more about her. Now, in terms of the program, we will share information that will give you inspiration, and you will get some valuable insights and information that you need to implement. So don't just come to the summit. I want you to be like Daphne. I want you to be like the Marley. They came to the summit and it radically shifted their lives. And so you need to take action after the summit. And so we have a theme song that we've adopted by Lamborghini. And I want you to grab a book. I'm holding up this one. If you're an aspiring author, this session is for you. If you haven't published a book yet, if you're an aspiring publisher, this session is also for you. And we want to declare some things in faith because we want our books to sell and we want to do great. So grab your book and we are going to declare that this is my year. My book is going to do great. No one can stop it. And you're ready for the takeoff. You're ready for the breakthrough. So let's go. We're going to share that song. We're going to do some declarations so that 2025 will be the year that our books will do better than we dreamed. Let's go, everybody. So I'm going to do it with you. All right, let's declare it. This is my year. My book is gonna be great. It's gonna do great. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is my year. I'm gonna be great. You cannot stop me. No one can stop me. This is my year. I'm gonna be great. You cannot stop me. No one can stop me.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
All right. So declared it, and maybe you didn't quite catch it. I am going to bring up our pledge, which is based on that song, and we have just changed the words. So this is our summit pledge. We're not having marketing and all of these inspiring stories and strategies for your book to go back to where it was before. We want you to take action and we want to see change. So here we go. Say after me, after 3, 2, 3. This is my year. My book's gonna do great. No one can stop it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for the change. All right. So we declare that in Jesus' name. All right. So who is this summit for? What is it all about? If this is your very first time, when we talk about entrepreneurship, it might seem nebulous to you. This is a books plus model that can help you to create sustainable income faster. So rather than trying to sell many books, what you're going to do is to leverage the book, use the book to create other opportunities to speak about what is in the book or to create profitable products and services around the book. So the book is one product. What we want you to do is to create multiple income streams. So your book might be $20, but you could have a course that's $200. You could use the book to get a speaking engagement that is 2,500 US, or a coaching program or a conference or something. And we want 10,000 authors to do that by 2030. That is our plan. We want to raise up 10,000 winning Caribbean entrepreneurs. For more information, go back to session 1, because I did an entire video on that and we don't want to take up time for that. And that way you can earn faster rather than trying to sell thousands of books. We're not against book sales, because that's why we're doing the marketing. And so this evening, we are going to show you some of our entrepreneurs. Daphne Ellis is one of them. The path that she took in terms of entrepreneurship is going from author to publisher. And I'm going to just do her introduction and then invite Daphne to the stage. We have a surprise for her. I know she's shocked right now. So we started a thing in the summit each year to honor folks. And this year we are going to honor Daphne Ellis. She has made super progress. We like to recognize excellence. So we think that in order for us to reach our Vision 2030 goal of 10,000 entrepreneurs, the easiest way to do that is to raise up more book publishers, to train and certify book publishers. And so Daphne Ellis came through the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy, and she did the Premium Business Publishing Business Program. She published 8 books in this her first year as a publisher. I think it's published 8, worked on 10, and each of those books that were published became Amazon bestsellers. In terms of the feedback from those she worked with, it was amazing. And tonight you're going to hear from 2 of the authors she worked with. She was freelancing with Bamboo Sparks, and through the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy, she supervised as well the publishing of several books. In the past, since 2021, we have certified 12 different publishers, authors who became publishers. And last year, we implemented the Premium Business Program, where you actually need to start your publishing business, not just become a certified publishing coach. And so we are impressed with what Daphne Ellis has accomplished. And this evening, we have a surprise honoring for her. But let me just play her introduction right now. and then invite her to the stage.
Daphne Ellis is a seasoned Jamaican educator with over 30 years of experience teaching English. She has now ventured on an exciting new career path as an authorpreneur, offering publishing services through her company, Heart Publishers. Life turned with a book. That's how Daphne Ellis describes her authorpreneur journey. Her debut memoir, Dancing Among Snakes, became an instant Amazon bestseller, and since then, every book she publishes hits the Amazon bestseller list. Daphne is also a ghostwriter and editor par excellence. She entered the publishing field in January 2021, developing her craft at the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy and honed her skills via Bamboo Sparks Publishing. Daphne will be leading a session on how to publish a book, and 2 of her best-selling authors will be sharing their stories in that session. Let's welcome Daphne to the summit.
All right. Hi, Daphne.
Hi, Ruth. Hello, everybody.
I know you're quite shocked, so
This is a surprise. It is.
that's our intention. So you are our 2024 publisher, indie publisher of the year.
Wow,
And
I need some water.
This is the announcement. This is the certificate. But in April, we are going to have a function in which we're inviting you, and you're going to get the physical award, and we're going to take pictures and everything so that you can use this and promote. So here's what your certificate looks like. So send up some fire in the chat. This is our inaugural Indie Publisher of the Year award. And this year, the winner is Daphne Ellis. So among those trained by the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy, we want to train 100 authors to publish books and certify them by the end of next year. And Daphne Ellis is one of them. And so that's their certificate. We recognize what you're doing. And so as a new indie publisher, well done. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Any
Thank
comments?
you so much. I mean, I'm really speechless, but I chuckled because I tell people all the time that I cannot sell a chicken to save my life. I've been a teacher all my life, so I know classroom and everything that goes there. So for me to now be an authorpreneur, it's really divinely directed. And it's a season that I'm really enjoying. And I really want to say thanks to Ruth and Authorpreneur Secrets Academy. That's where it all started. And I'm really grateful that Ruth spotted talent and skill that I didn't even recognize was there. I just know that I love to write. I journal every day and I just love to write. And that was about it, but God has led, and I'm really just grateful. And I'm really humbled by this recognition, and I'll see what happens next.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to send you backstage and then invite one of your authors, who's also a Bamboo Sparks author, because Daphne was freelancing with Bamboo Sparks while she worked with this wonderful author. So we're going to invite to the stage shortly Dr. Angela Brooks. She is, well, I'm going to play her introduction, but she is going to be sharing a little bit about her author journey and the strategies she's using to sell her first 1,000 books. I think she perhaps has surpassed that by now, but this is the inspirational segment, and I want you to take out your notepads and also catch the tips. If you're not yet an author, if you're thinking of writing a book, the authors tonight, including Daphne, it's all about their memoirs. Something happened in their life and they shared that journey and the lessons learned. And you're going to hear why they did that and how that changed their life. So let me formally introduce our next presenter. And the next voice you hear will be Dr. Angela Brooks.
Dr. Angela Brooks is the Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions in the beautiful Turks and Caicos Islands. She has been practicing law for over 20 years. Dr. Brooks published her debut Amazon best-selling memoir, Aaron, A Journey of Love, Loss, and Triumph, in June 2024 through Bamboo Sparks Publishing. She sold over 500 books 1 month after its release on Amazon. Dr. Brooks is also an adjunct professor at Kingdom Truth University, Jacksonville, Florida, and is a marriage Christian counselor, pastor, and public speaker. She has a deep passion for the institution of marriage, and along with her husband, they started an online marriage ministry called Between Us. As a devout believer in Jesus Christ, she believes in educating married couples with the truth of God's Word through love and compassion. At the summit, Dr. Brooks will be sharing her author story and how she has been marketing and selling her book. Let's welcome Dr. Brooks to the summit.
Hi, Dr. Brooks. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well, giving thanks. We
All
are so
right.
happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
All right, the stage is yours. Let's hear your story and what you've been doing to promote your book.
Okay, good night, everyone. I am Dr. Angela Brooks from the beautiful Turks and Caicos Islands. This has been a remarkable journey. I was so excited last year, June, when I had my book launch. So before my launch, I was doing groundwork, trying to promote my book. And my launch was sometime in July last year. And I hit the ground running with my book. So what I did as a first time author was I encouraged my family to join in with me. So in the writing of my book, it was like a family project. So we were doing videos. I had my twins doing videos, and I utilized the internet a lot. So I was on Facebook, I was on YouTube, I was using my WhatsApp status, and then all my kids were using their statuses, and my husband just producing and promoting the book before it came out. And I was on every major TV show that we have here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. I was being interviewed about my book, and I was on the main radio station prior to the launch of my book. So everyone was anticipating my launch. I talked about my story, about how I lost my son and grief and my resilience and how I had anxiety. I shared my personal story. And, everyone is going through something. So persons were interested in how I went through that time in my life and how I overcame. So then I had my launch. The launch was highly successful. And I shared a lot of photographs on the internet and on Facebook. And what I did after the launch was I started going to the main grocery stores. I don't know how other people do it, but I went to the main grocery stores and sought permission to set up a little tent and to advertise my book and sell my book. And listen, the books went like hotcakes. I sold all my books. And I did that not only on the island that I live on Grand Turk, which is the capital of the Turks and Caicos, but I went to one of the other main islands, Providencia Islands, which it has a greater population, and I sold my books. Now, a lot of people in the islands, they know me because of the various things that I do. So people were actually contacting me and asking me, how can I purchase a copy of your book? People were calling and asking me if I will come to their church to talk about my book. And that's what I also did. So I went to various churches and I gave my testimony about my book. And after the service, I had the opportunity to sell the books as well. So that went very well. I also visited civic groups like Rotaract. They wanted to hear my story. And I also carried my books with me and I sold books. So everywhere that I go, I talk about my book. I talk about Aaron. And because I travel a lot because of my job, I took my book with me. So I was in Miami, Florida, and a church over there, the Methodist Church, it was organized through a civic group for me to come and talk about my book. And I had a book launch in Miami, and I was on a cruise. I carried my book with me. I took pictures everywhere. So what I did was I utilized what I had. So I visited Jamaica in December, and I took Aaron with me. I took pictures in Jamaica. I published it. I was in Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire. I was in Barbados. I was in Turkey. I went to Europe. Everywhere I went, I took my book, I took photos, and I put it on social media. And persons who know me, they were writing me when I had testimonials of how, the book helped them. Everyone who read the book, and I can categorically say everyone, they all talked about how they cried because it was so sad. But I always tell people, look at the end, look at the encouragement that I give at the end, and the pointers I give at the end. Then I had persons in the Bahamas who are requesting my book. So Aaron is just going global. And I have some other things up my sleeves to continue promoting. But all in all, I have exceeded, I sold the first 1,000 books probably in less than a month. And then that was just in person. But then there was also the Amazon sales. But what I just spoke about was just the in-person sales. So like in-person sales, I probably sold about 2,000 books myself, along with my family. My husband was very instrumental because he took it on as his own project. Every day he went out, we almost had like a competition. He would take 10 books out every day, and I would take 10 books out every day. And we will just make sure that we sold those 10 books. And when we came home, he would sell 10 and I would sell 10. I also have my books here in Turks and Caicos in the local bookstore, and I have it at gas stations. And so persons are still asking me about the book. But what I'm trying to do now is to get more in the international market, so I can speak about my story, because I believe it's very inspiring. It is not necessarily about what actually happened. Now it's about how can I use my experience to help others overcome, because there are so many people who are experiencing loss, not necessarily the loss of a child, but it can be a loss in any area, and how you can overcome and how you can navigate that. Because sometimes we think that, it's the end of our life and we are the only persons who are going through what we are going through. But when you speak to people, like when I spoke to people who went through difficulties and they overcame, it inspired me and it encouraged me to let me know that, hey, God is no respecter of persons. And if he did it for them, he can do it for me. And that is what people have been telling me. Like, I lost my son and he was 11 years old. And they're saying, my God, like, how did you live through that? And I share my experience and I share my tips on things that you should do and that you shouldn't do. And I'm not telling persons what I read in the book. I am telling persons what actually happened to me, and it was firsthand experience. So those are my tips, Ruth.
All right.
Yeah.
Just a breaking transmission. I was so caught up in your storytelling, Doc, because
Yeah.
you're like that.
Mm,
If Dr. Brooks said anything that resonated, just drop it in the comments. Remember, we're going to have a Q&A section. You can make comments, you can ask questions, and she dropped some gems on us. So show her some love in the comments, please. I'm sure you are inspired, because she's talking about if you've overcome something, that you could turn that into a book. She talked about
yeah.
how even in selling her books, it was a family affair. And
Yes.
in less than a month, she sold 1,000 copies. Now that may seem like a little to you, but when you consider internationally that the average book, whether it's published traditionally or independently or self-published, is on average 300 to 1,000 copies in its lifetime, you will understand that what has happened to her is amazing. But to utilize previous networks, and those are some of the things that you can do and now she's planning to go international. I am going to just play uh, uh, a video, and you will see the copy of her book. And I also have put in the comment section where you can go and purchase this inspirational book. So thank you so much, Dr. Brooks.
My pleasure.
I'm sure it will help somebody to write that book that they've been thinking about writing for
Yeah.
some time. All right. So here are the books for the session, and you're going to see Dr. Brooks's lovely book as well. So here we go. Go get the books on Amazon. Pull out your credit card right now and go get the books.
Your book is the perfect spark to get the fire going in your personal life, career, business, or ministry.
All right. Now we have a comment here. This is by Althea. It says, Dr. Brooks, you are propelling me to start my book. I have the title, and that's where it starts. Woo! So you've inspired someone to write. Thank you so much. Althea. All right. So I'm going to bring now Keith Ellis to the stage after introducing him. So again, look in the comment section. You will see the links to the different books and the different features of what we are showing here tonight. So it's Aaron, A Journey of Lost Love and Triumph. So go get that book. Our next speaker to share his inspirational journey is Keith Wedderburn. And you're going to hear, he's so excited about his book. I just love these two first-time authors because they've taken charge of their marketing and they're excited about your book. So when you believe in your book, it will sell more, it will go places. And so I hope you catch that spirit from these two presenters. So let me introduce Mr. Wedderburn.
Mr. Keith Wedderburn is a Jamaican entrepreneur, justice of the peace, and Amazon best-selling author of the book From Homelessness to a Healing Haven. He published his debut memoir with Bamboo Sparks Publishing, and it became an Amazon bestseller. Keith and his wife Sandra are co-owners of Bluefields Organic Farm, a thriving business that cultivates organic fruits, herbs, vegetables, and seedlings along with Haven View Villa and Spa, offering farm stays and massage treatments. Keith will be sharing on day one of the summit about his author journey and how he sells his book. Keith has a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness in his role as a transportation service provider. He not only moves students from various communities to Belmont Academy, but mentors, provides study tips, and contributes positively to the school community. Keith loves photography, writing, counseling, and motivational speaking. Let's welcome Mr. Wedderburn to the summit.
All right, Mr. Wedderburn, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you. And just before you share your story, I'm going to show a little video because your book is essentially about your story and what the viewers are going to see right now as it relates to Bluefield Organic Farm.
When we acquired the property, it was pretty much what we would consider a forest or woodland. And there were a major challenge and a major opportunity. The major challenge was to hope to convert this land, which was a woodland or forest, into a farm. Knowing that you didn't want to use heavy equipment would cause erosion. It could also possibly contaminate the soil. I'm living here for many years, and I can tell you it was over 15 years this land had never been used. So it was an ideal land for organic farming.
Welcome to Bluefields Organic Farm and Havenview Villas and Spa. My name is Keith Wedderburn. I'm the managing director and also the person responsible for tours. Bluefields Organic Farm started in 2013. Over the period of time, we have moved on from just a property with plants growing wild to having over 50 different fruits and a wide variety of herbs and vegetables. We now have facilities for those who not only want to visit the farm and the spa and sampling our produce. Our accommodation is designed for those seeking healthy lifestyle. It's an all-natural experience. In terms of the view, it's captivating. The place to be is Bluefish Organic Farm, Havenview Villas and Spa. Make it the place to visit.
All right, take it away, Mr. Wedderburn. The stage is yours.
Yeah, I'm very, let me first of all say thanks for having me a part of your community. And to all persons who are now viewers, I just want to say welcome to you all. Well, I am new in terms of being an artist, but let me just say that based on my experience so far, it feels like I'm not new anymore. My journey started many years ago. It was in 1993, I can remember vividly. There was an incident that happened whereby the home that we were living in Savannah, the doors were taken off the house. And so it was a rented property. We were given notice to leave, and we decided to leave within the given time, but the landlord decided to take it another way, bad man style. And they took the doors off the house. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say to you, not only was the doors taken off the house, at that time I had a fractured ankle and my wife and I had a young baby. So we were most vulnerable at the time. And we had to reinvent our life. So for a moment of time, we were homeless. And over a period of time, we managed to reinvent our life. And after we reinvented our life, I couldn't help but stop speaking about that and other challenges that we have overcome. Because the fact of the matter is that we all have stories. However, many of us don't tell our story. And I can remember it was in June of last year, while at the Bluefish Organic Farm, Daphne Ellis, who is now part of the Bamboo Spark production, she visited. And while here, I was here and I just seen Valerie. Daphne. Sorry, why am I calling her Valerie? Just seen Daphne. I don't know why, but I was just sharing my story just a said way, just like I would share like anybody else. And while sharing this story, Daphne said to me, "But Keith, you have a book there." And I said, "Daphne, I know I have a book." I said, "Daphne, in fact, I've been working on it." And the moment she said that to me, that I have a book, and I said to her, "Yes, I know, and we need to work on it." I can say to you, it took us from June to December of last year, and the book was ready. And as you all know by now, the book is From Homelessness to a Healing Heaven. And so the book chronicles my life and my family, what we went through, the challenges that we faced, and the peculiar ways in which we overcame. And what it showcases, ladies and gentlemen, is not weakness but strength, and which I know it's symbolic of many of you have similar experience and do overcome, and your story can and should be out there to influence the lives of others. And that's the reason for my book. Over the period of time, I can say to you that so the book was completed by December of last year, and eventually the book was launched in March. And let me just say to you, the process was seamless and easy, because once I met Daphne and Daphne introduced me to Ruth Bamboo Spark, the process was really seamless. And the fact of the matter is, I had a lot of the information. I already had it written, and so that was a plus. And for those of you listening, this is one of the things you need to be doing. If you're interested in your book, you need to start making jottings right now. And in no particular order, just put things down the way you can recall them. And as you go along, you can share them with others, and other persons help you to fill in the blank. In no particular order, because in writing a book, you don't need to put it in a particular order until when you really get down to serious business. However, back to business. So the book was launched in March of last year. And I can say to you that once the book was launched, even before the book was launched, one of the things that I was able to utilize was my social media presence, because I am on most social media and have a lot of persons in terms of friends and followers, and I was able to utilize that. So what I did, I built a campaign leading up to the book launch, and keep encouraging persons, telling them about what was happening. Even before the book launch, I was ensuring that I get persons to commit to purchasing the book, because one thing I realized is that your friends and relatives and families, they will be very enthused, and they want to be a part of the initial book. They will contribute, give ideas, everything like that. But you have to ensure that while they are enthusiastic, while they are so much into everything, you capture that energy and ensure you commit, get them to commit to purchase your book even before the book is ready. And that will go through a campaign, and you will learn all of those. And eventually, by March of last year, the book was launched. And when the book was launched, we were able to. One of the challenges was during the launch, it was the same time we had it's around the same time you had the local government election, and that was a challenge. And I'm saying that to say, try and ensure that when you're having like your book launch and anything like that, it doesn't fall within any major activity. In that case, the local government election, it wasn't that it was planned long before, so it just came upon us. So it was around that time. So that was a little bit denting our activity. However, one of the plus, however, we were able to invite members of the media, and we had persons from TVJ, we had persons from the Observer, and in the end, we were featured in the Observer. We were also featured in A Ray of Hope on TVJ, and those two features, along with all the social media work that I did, was able to enable me to sell my 1,000 book within a relatively quick time. And today, not only were we able to sell a book, but in terms of being out there, we have gone on to visiting schools and other institutions and make representation, being speakers at those occasions and impacting person's life. And today we also have our books at various outlets, like in Savannah Lamar, you can find it at the Royal Pharmacy. It's also at both Royal Pharmacy, right? The books are available at both pharmacy as we speak. It's also available at Possession Gift Shop. And what I've been able to do, which many of you might not have that opportunity, but you have to create an opportunity. The fact that I have a farm, what I've been doing, I've been tying my persons visiting the farm. I can tell you, a person don't visit the farm without taking a book with him or her, because what I tell persons is that, listen, when you visit the farm, the book also speaks about our journey. And you dare not leave the farm without a book, because you might visit the farm and there's something that wasn't shared with you. But having taken a book with you, which is something special, and the book also have photographs about the farm and things like that, I ensure that each person visit the farm, take a book with them. So I'm now packaging visit the farm with a book. And that has enabled me to sell a book and sell books and sell books. Matter of fact, and one other thing I can also say to you, and I heard Ruth say it, if you have a product or service and you're convinced that the product or service will make the greater good for humanity, then it's your responsibility to go out and ensure that the world know about what you are selling. And it's for that reason, I am sure that From Homelessness to Healing Heaven is so impactful that I, at all times, do not withhold myself in any way to go out and sell my book in whatever ways. So you'll find that I'm always having a campaign. I'm always on social media. I'm always talking about it. I'm always selling my book because I know that there's a message that person need, and my book is one of those books that provide that message. So in all, I can say to you that the process was good. Working with Bamboo Spark over the past period of time, it has been very, very, very interesting. I've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward now to the anniversary of my book, and I'm giving away 6 books for, and well, you'll have to log on to my social media. I'm giving away 6 books in recognition of the anniversary. And may I also say that I'm now looking forward to doing my second book.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to do my second book. And interestingly, my second book should have been my first book, because my first book was about it's more the history of Westmoreland. As a photographer, I've spent over 28 years as a photographer, and I've captured many pictures within the parish of Westmoreland. And my first book should have been 30 years ago, but it wasn't written. And having met Daphne, I've gone with my first book. So my first book and my second book will be about Westmoreland. So ladies and gentlemen, look out for that book. Ruth, I know you're excited.
You know me, right? So without even me being on stage, you know that I would have been smiling from ear to ear. There's a reason why we invited you, Mr. Wedderburn. Those who are watching, send up some hearts. He dropped some gems on us, just like Dr. Brooks. Both of them were able to sell books even before the book was published and made available to the public. I'm going to bring back Dr. Brooks here, because this is the inspirational segment. And Daphne will come to talk to us about publishing and heart publishers. Mr. Wedderburn, both of you are exemplary entrepreneurs. I call you entrepreneur rock stars because, Mr. Wedderburn, you're tying your book to your business. That's what it's about.
Definitely.
You have a perennial way of selling your book, because everybody who comes to the farm gets the book. So that is long-term marketing.
Definitely.
Counselor, you have to speak. And so whenever you go to speak and share, you have the book. And so you are not just selling the book, but you have a cause, you have something bigger, and you twin it. And that is the shift I want authors to make, because sometimes the book can be your client generating machine or your business generating machine, or it markets your business, whether you're a consultant, you name it. You're not even any of those fields. It's like a books and travel tour, a book and event. Anything else you want to add to that, Dr. Brooks, as we close out this segment? I am so excited.
I'm excited too. Yeah, I agree that you have to, like Miss Wedderburn was saying, you have to build your book, like in your life, whatever it is you do, you utilize your book as a tool. And so for me, I am many things, and I'm one of the things is I'm an adjunct professor at Kingdom Truth University. So my book is now on the curriculum as the text for one of the classes that I teach. Yeah, so I utilize it in that way.
I love it. And for it to be a text, it meant that it was well done.
Yeah, and if I may,
go ahead.
If I may add, the writing book is an exciting thing, but the fact of the matter is that there are a lot of books being written, and any topic that you're going to speak on, the truth is there are persons who have already written about that topic, but you bring your unique experience and way to it. However, most importantly is that if you're not interested in what you're doing, and if the energy is not there, people can feel your energy, your passion, and that's what people buys into. Because there's 2 ways to sell people: you either get them scared or excited. That's 2 ways to sell them: get them excited or get them scared. My method is get them excited.
Excited. Yes.
All right, dropping gems on us. African Dream says, congrats to all the authors. So thank you so much. I was about to say these two were managed by Daphne Ellis, and now she has her own company. She was also what we call the ghostwriter. So if you have content and you need help, because Mr. Wedderburn is very busy, so he was able to work with Daphne to put the manuscript together in a very short space of time. And so we're going to bring Daphne to the stage. Send up some hearts and show some love for Dr. Brooks and Mr. Ellis. Come on,
Wedderburn.
guys.
Wedderburn.
Wedderburn. I'm looking at your family member in the chat, Lauren Wedderburn Ellis. Sorry, Mr. Wedderburn. My apologies. All right. Okay, so Daphne, we're going to bring you to the stage to break down the publishing process and share with us about Heart Publishers. So take it away.
Thank you, Ruth, and good evening again, everyone. I feel very excited coming behind Dr. Brooks and Keith, knowing that I shared in this project and to see how their books are creating impact. And that is the focus that I want to share with you tonight. And as the CEO of Heart Publishers, I want to begin with just what the word heart means for my company. Heart Publishers was founded on the belief that every story has the power to do one of the following 5 things. 1, H, you can heal the soul through storytelling. E, you can empower the weak and the fallen. A, your book, your story can be an advocate for those who need a voice. R, your story can resonate with truth and authenticity. And T, your story can transform lives and legacies through written word. Now, having heard that, now you need to write your story. I saw somebody who commented while Dr. Brooks presented that she has the title. And guess what? No matter where you are on the journey of writing your book, there is something in publishing that can help you. And I want to take you through that this afternoon. And I just pray that it will unearth in you a fire to make your book come alive. Listen, if publishing is your dream, getting there doesn't have to feel like a nightmare. Let's break it down. There's Authorpreneur Secrets Academy, there's Bamboo Sparks, and there's Heart Publishing. We're presenting those to you this evening. Now, let's begin with publishing. I describe this step as where your dream meets the page. Now, many times when people hear the term self-publishing, the concept is that you're doing this by yourself, but it is not a solo trip. There are people who can help you along every step of the journey, because publishing involves working with editors, proofreaders, designers, formatters, and all of that for the different elements of the publishing journey. And guess what? It doesn't have to overwhelm you. So I want you to think tonight of where you are on your publishing journey. Let's say you're too busy to write. Guess what? You can get ghostwriters. And I am a ghostwriter, right? The ghostwriter becomes your voice. And the ghostwriter helps you to get your story out there. It's like you're outsourcing your homework in a cooler way, you know? That's what the ghostwriter does. No, that's if you're too busy to write. Now, if you have a manuscript in hand and you don't know what the next step is, that is where these online hubs come in, like Bamboo Sparks and myself. That is where we come in, because what we do is we hold your hand and we take you through the journey. We consult, we assess, we guide you, and we take you through the journey. Because the reality is, some people begin the publishing journey just totally unaware of what is involved. I remember I was speaking to somebody and I said, one of the things you need to do is set up your KDP account. Now, KDP account means it's natural to me as a publisher, as an author, as a publishing coach. And the person said to me, which bank do I go to? And of course, we laughed together about it, but we further talked about the fact that many times people are afraid to write because they feel overwhelmed and they don't know what to do. But publishing doesn't have to be difficult. Don't make it a solo trip, because there are people along the journey to help you. So you may be busy. You need a ghostwriter. You may have your manuscript. You need an online publishing help hub. You need guidance. If you're still dreaming about your book, like somebody who says they have the title, no worries. Again, we'll give you the tools to bring that dream to life. Think of us as a genie rubbing your lamp, to light the fire within you to get your book going. I want to say to you, don't let your desire die. I created some affirmations for authors, and one of them says, editors and proofreaders, they're not critics. They're my book's personal trainers. So I want to say to you, publishing is not a solo trip, and you just need to contact us because we're presenting this. So I'm going to recommend us Hard Publishers, Bamboo Sparks, Authorpreneur Secrets Academy. That's where I started. I started at Authorpreneur Secrets Academy. I was busy. I had my manuscript. I didn't even have the correct title, because when I spoke with Ruth at first, the title that I thought of, she said it was a very popular title, but through consultation and sessions, then we came up with the title, Dancing Among Snakes, Experiencing Victory in the Toughest Moments of Life. And this book has taken me to places where I never dreamed I would go. So the mission of Hard Publishers is you have a story to tell. You have a legacy in your book that has been written or has not been written. And the publishing journey is one that involves going through your manuscript, the proper editing stages, designing your book cover and all of that. And it doesn't have to overwhelm you as long as you get in touch with one of us. Then, after your publishing, it doesn't end there. When I wrote my book, I was employed at the time as an educator, school principal. I was super busy. But despite that, I was still able to sell my first 100 books within a week of my book being published because people were excited. Of course, there are those who wanted to see if their names were in the book, right? Because of some of the experiences they knew I had. But it's just amazing what telling your story will do for you as an individual. So remember, wherever you are in the publishing journey, there is somebody to help you. It doesn't have to overwhelm you. And here is another of my affirmations. I'm not just writing a book. I'm crafting a masterpiece that's worth every coffee-fueled late night. Listen, be proud of your story. Believe in your story. Affirm that your story has worth, because that is going to be fuel for you. All right, so that's in a nutshell about publishing. Another thing that is important is how you promote your book. And you got all the gems from Dr. Brooks and Keith. Shout it from the rooftops, from the digital rooftops, in your communities, among family and friends. Writing your book is just half of the job. The other half is telling the world that your book exists. It's like a newborn baby. And for the mothers who are on this live, nobody hides the birth of your baby. You want the world to know that you have a baby, and everybody is excited. And even before the delivery, we have our baby showers, we have our maternity shoots, and announcing the birth of your baby, right? So see your book as giving birth to purpose, to a story that has so much potential. We live in the digital age. Now, I am not somebody who ever liked being on social media. Yes, I had accounts, but I wasn't utilizing it. But I want to share with you this experience that happened. When I wrote my book, I wasn't in Jamaica. I resigned my job and came home to have my book launch and promote my book and do a number of things. But a week after coming home, my mother was diagnosed with a terminal illness. So within a week, I became her caregiver. Now, that was not something I planned. But as the journey continued with my mom, writing for me is therapy. So during the time of being a caregiver, I did an online 40-day affirmation journey that has now been chronicled into a book that will be published this year. So I seize writing opportunities, any opportunities for writing. Writing for me is therapy. So because of that, I write. Another thing I started doing as well during the journey with my mom, I started doing these little 30-second, 1-minute devotional videos, little posts, and so on. And in doing that, I built a community. And that provided, in that community, I have people who have invited me to speak and to share my book, different experiences that have happened because I wrote a book. So therefore, think of how you're going to promote your book. Once you have that manuscript in your mind, just think ahead and begin to plan your journey. Another thing that came out of my book is this phrase: life is not always a dance, but you can dance. And that is a five-day sessions that I will be sharing with different groups again this year. So Ruth always says, books open doors, and you never know where your book will take you. So you need to look beyond book sales. And that takes me to the third thing in publishing, which is monetization. Now, I describe promotion and monetization as the royal couple of publishing. And the reason I call it the royal couple is that when you promote your book, it allows monetization, and you cannot think of monetization without promoting your book. So each benefits from the other. And so this royal couple in publishing is important in the journey. And guess what? Things unfold because some of the things that came to my mind that was birthed from my book were not things that I thought of originally. But as people share their experiences and as you related to people, then different ideas are born. The key is don't let your book die. You don't want to abandon your book. Nobody abandons their baby, right? So don't abandon your book. So you keep your book alive. One of the things you can do, we have mentioned it, workshops and speaking engagements. Your book can open doors to new opportunities. I have spoken to insurance groups, school staff, church groups, and so on, all because of the book. So believe in the message of your book. You can create courses, journals, merchandise. I have created affirmation cards using quotes from my book. And there's a lot that you can do with them. But you must use your book as a step, as your sales funnel. It is not just buying the book, but your book has a message and you have to believe in that message. Another thing is that you can repurpose the content in your book. You can use it to create courses, you can do podcasts, you can even do an audiobook, you can do teaching series. There are many things that you can do. I had a friend who did 10 mornings on Instagram, and each morning was presenting a chapter in her book. And she's promoting her book, right? And that's free, but it's creating opportunities for her to monetize. So I want to pull this together, and I want to share 2 more affirmations with you. And it says, my book is my business card on steroids, ready to open doors and start conversations. I'm an author. That's a fancy name for a world changer with a keyboard. So I want to say to you, that book that you have in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit, let it come alive. And if you're already a published author, any opportunity that you have to talk about your book, speak passionately, even if it's one person. I remember even the person that I buy fruits from in the market purchased my books. So believe in your book. Believe in your story. Publishing is not a solo trip. We are here to help you make your dream a reality. Blessings.
Let the church say amen. I feel like I was in service listening to a motivational talk. Daphne, that was excellent. No, I am challenged because I have an entrepreneur mindset. I don't focus a lot on selling my books. So 98% of my income comes from about 3 books, the products and services that I build around them. So I don't walk with my book to sell my book. I don't go around talking. Many people don't even know I have 20 odd books, right? Because I am so focused on using 2 or 3 books just to teach, and because I can create sustainable income faster. The book is $20, but I create a course for $200 or a coaching program for $1,500. So it helps me to do that. But what tonight has done with you, Dr. Brooks, I brought you back to the stage. Mr. Wedderburn, brought you back to the stage, is you are challenging me, who don't focus a lot on book sales now, to be excited about what I have. So here is a question I'm going to pitch. We're going to open the floor for questions, and I'm going to ask you to put the questions and comments in the chat. Send up some heart for Daphne, because that was an excellent presentation. No wonder she's the publisher of the year, the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy Publisher of the Year. I am just so, motivated. But I think you guys have the wisdom to help me here. For somebody who is not focused on selling a lot of books, or you have several books, what if you have more than one book? What would be the strategy around that? What would you say to that individual if they have 2 or 3 books? How can they maintain that excitement to ensure that those books sells? Do you have any gems to share?
I have.
Okay, go ahead.
First thing, I would bungle those books. So I would bungle those books, and by bungling the books, I would tell persons about the plus of each book, but give a small discount. And therefore, let's say a person would have bought 6 books individually would have cost $300. If you bought 6 books in a bundle, it might cost $250, and therefore you get a $50 discount. And you wouldn't lose in the process, because what I when I sell a book, it's much more than the income. It's about the message going out, because the message in my book is what I want to go out. Because once person get the message and the message resonate in persons, it means a lot for me. It means inspiration for others. It means more business. It also mean motivation and encouragement. So I'm going to find any way possible for persons to get the books. I would suggest to you, bundle them.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, I agree with Keith. That was the first thing that came to my mind, because I know some of your books, and so I kind of know the theme behind them, and you can group them according to themes and promote them that way. And I am amazed at what a 30-second video can do, because I keep on saying that I'm not creative, because when I started doing my little videos and posts, they were so not exciting, but I continued. And now I'm doing much better, and people look forward to those. And that has been a part of my building my community. So the whole thing of promoting what you have and packaging is really good in promoting your books.
And one more thing, just to follow up on that also. Daphne, you touched an important point. As we are like forerunners, and there are a lot of persons listening to us right now who want to make the next step. And it's very important that we do it so well and so enthusiastic about it that persons feel motivated and want to do it. Because if we're timid about it, then persons are going to be timid also. And I just want to say this, and it would be remiss of me not to say it. All of us are given talents and abilities, and within persons, several persons have books within them. It would be a shame to die and your book end up in the graveyard. That book need to be available for the world. So when you die, that's your legacy that will continue to live. If you notice, we have people like Bob Marley, we have all those persons. Bob Marley have died from 1982, if my memory serves right, but his music lives on. The similar thing will happen to you. You will have written your book. Your story would have been told. Person would still be talking about you. Person would still be inspired, the fact that you have written your book. So don't die with your book within you.
Right. Okay. So questions. Do you have questions for our panelists? Questions. I've initiated the questions. I see a lot of comments, but no questions. Any questions? Any questions? All right. While you are thinking about your questions and adding comments, what's your biggest takeaway from this session? I heard Daphne dropping a lot of nuggets. Dr. Brooks did that as well as Mr. Wedderburn. I jotted some of those are in the comment section. But what's your takeaway? What resonated from this session? And if you have questions on writing or publishing, marketing, now is the time to ask those questions. And what you said, Mr. Wedderburn, really, it's about the message. Because sometimes we just want buy my book, and we forget the message. So if we focus on the message, it will make a difference. All right. So while you are thinking of your takeaways and your comments, this evening we are going to have a giveaway. So there's a book marketing course. We're going to give you access to that. Also, if you are thinking of publishing and maybe you are having some financial struggles and you can't pay the average cost, each year I give 10 authors an opportunity to publish a book for less than $1,000 through the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy. And so I'm going to show a little video on that, inviting you to join. The intake, as I said, is limited. It's 10 authors, and it closes, it's once a year. It closes on Sunday, the 26th of January. So you want to get on board with that. So while you're building up the comments, the takeaways, and the questions, I'm going to play that and then come back. And remember, every speaker here is doing this for free. So I want to encourage you to buy their books, take the services, go to Bluefields, show them some love because they're sharing valuable insights with you. And so let's go to more about the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy, of which Daphne was a part of in publishing her first book.
Hi, I'm Ruth Taylor, inviting you to join the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy membership group. This is a special program that I created around this book, Authorpreneur Secrets: Write Fast, Publish Cost Effectively, and Generate Lasting Income. Now, we all know that if you're going to self-publish professionally and use a done-for-you service, that sometimes that can be quite expensive. And I remember my first publishing experience, how I went into debt for it. And so out of that experience, I have created a membership group, and once per year, I offer a special publishing challenge with support to help 10 persons to publish their books for less than $1,000 US. When you sign up for this membership group, you can publish in 3 to 6 months, and I'll come in once per month to have a masterclass on publishing and a Q&A, and you can pitch your book idea, and the rest of the community will give you feedback. On top of that, I'll assign each member to a publishing coach who will walk with you through the entire publishing process to ensure that you publish a book that is of good professional standards. So the key to publishing on a budget is to make that book small. And in this program, you will need a book of between, say, 10 and 25,000 words to make it work. The membership group is $99 per month. And then we're going to recommend to you affordable publishing services providers for the editing, the cover design, the formatting, everything. We want to get that done for $1,000 US. So if you stay in the group for 6 months, that's basically $600 for the membership fee. And then you would have to find a way to get all the other publishing services done for another $400. But if you also want mentoring in authorpreneurship, that is how to use your book to build profitable products and services instead of just depending on book sales, you can stay in the group after publishing for another 3 to 6 months. And
Your book is the perfect spark to get the fire going in your personal life, career, business, or ministry.
All right, so I continue to promote the products while we wait on the questions of our authors. So this is Dr. Brooks's book, Aaron, A Journey of Love, Loss, and Triumph. And you can get the book on Amazon, of course, but you can also go to bamboosparks.com/Dr. Angela Brooks, and you can get a sample of the book, read more about her. You can see some of the testimonials that have come in, and I encourage you to get that book. Mr. Wedderburn, we already played that, but he has something exciting coming up as well in terms of the anniversary of his book. So remember, you can go to Bluefield Organic Farms. I'm going to show you the page where you can see how he has integrated even his book into his website. And so if you have an author website, that's a good place to find a home, because you know what is happening with social media. They can come down at any time, but your website is what you own. And so you go to the Bluefield Organic Farm, you can book a tour with them, and notice on one of the tabs it says, our book. So he's tying his book with his business, and it's a very powerful story. So you see that from struggle to triumph, homelessness to a healing haven. It has a synopsis of the book, and features of the book. And I'm sure you will also see the interview. We'll add that a little later that he did on Smile Jamaica. Now I see some questions coming in. We're going to take those questions. For those who want to join the academy, remember it's $99 per month, and it's really a steal of a deal. You get master classes, you get a personal coach to walk with you, and in 3 to 6 months, you can make your publishing dream a reality. Now, let me get to the comments. I see questions coming up. All right, so here we go. All right, here's the first question. I think Dr. Brooks can take this one, or Daphne, or anybody on the panel. What is the recommended size of a memoir?
Okay. It depends. Your book size is determined by the number of words, right? So, if you have, say, under, say, 25,000 words, then we would recommend probably a 5 by 5, 8 by 8.5, somewhere there in that region, and so on. But it's not even so much the book size, it's the final product, your book cover, the way the formatting, the layout, and all of that. So don't worry about book size at the beginning. It will evolve. It's a part of the process, and your coach is usually good at guiding you in deciding what is the best book size. Because when I was doing my book, Ruth was very instrumental in helping me, because I didn't know anything, So I learned through the process. So, but it's always attached to the number of words, unless you want a special size for a special reason, but it's usually dependent on the number of words.
May I add?
Yes.
I would also want to add that the content is the critical part of the book, because if the content is informative and interesting, in the end, it would make no sense you cut the content just to fit a particular size. So provide you put all in it, all the content that you have within you, put that content out, and then let the content determine the size.
All right. I want to weigh in here because, like Michelle Obama's memoir, that was like what? It's over 400 pages, the finished product. So 400-page book is usually over 100,000 words. So do you want something as big as a Michelle Obama's Becoming book, or do you want something of this size? Do you want something of maybe this size, pocket size? If you want like a pocket size, something this size, not very big, something that can hold in your handbag, I would suggest between a sweet spot is 25,000 words or up to 30,000 words. If you want like a 200-page book, you need between 30,000 and 40,000 words. And one of the things, when you're self-publishing, when you're paying to publish, you want to keep your word count. Especially if you don't have the finances, don't exceed 30 or 35,000 words, because the editing charges will go up based on the word count. If you want to translate that to pages, a page is like 250 words. Letter size, if you're typing, and so you can do the math. A 10,000 word book might be 40 pages. So 20,000 words would be 80 pages. So maybe you want to write between 40 pages and 4 3 is 12, 120 pages. That would give you a decent size. But the word count anywhere from 10,000 to 40,000, you are good. And that will help you to be cost effective. But if you want a Michelle Obama size memoir, you need to be writing close between 50,000 and 100,000 words. And then you have to make sure you have the marketing up to sell that, because the average person don't want to read a big book. So like Michelle Obama will get away, one, because they're famous, and two, she got a track deal that was $64 million. If you are self-publishing, then you have other factors.
Yeah.
All right. I said, Doc, let me not ask Doc's question yet. Let me go to Mr. This is Price Right. Says, how can we leverage telling our story with AI? Who wants to take that? I can take it, but let's hear the panelists first, because maybe you've done it. How can we leverage telling our story with AI?
You mean, is she asking if you can use AI to assist? Is that the question?
Yes. How can AI assist with telling your story or leverage that?
From my experience, I would say that AI is here and AI has its plus. And so there are ideas that you might find difficulty in bringing out within yourself, and AI can assist you, but because you want to be you want to ensure that your work is we call it now uniquely yours. I would say you use AI, but you limit the use of it with your book.
All right, that's a good response, because you don't want to just take what ChatGPT or whichever one you're using wholesale, because sometimes I can spot when somebody just copied something from ChatGPT and used it. So what he's saying, you want to customize it. A good tool, for example, one of the things we do at Bamboo Spark is to take a chapter of the story and turn it into a video. Now, you know, people like video. That can be a 1-minute video. We do up to 3-minute videos. I think we did that for Dr. Brooks. But there's an AI tool, for example, called InVideo AI. So you could take out a chapter or a couple paragraphs of your story or the summary, plug it into InVideo AI, and it will spit out a video. And the videos now, you can use AI tools like Opus Clip and others, and you can do short forms. So that can lead people to your book. I don't want to say too much about that, because on the final night, Damarley Dunbar is going to be talking about all things digital. But next year's summit will be all about AI. So those are some of the ways that you can leverage storytelling. Use the AI tools to help you to create short videos. It could also be storytelling in pictorial forms. You can have the AI generate the pictures. For your cover design, you can have the AI to do that. So it's all about, you know, social media is image, it's video, it's voice. Remember the AI, you have videos that you don't have to show your face. So the AI that's built into Canva, InVideo, all of those tools can assist you in getting marketing materials using your story, and you don't have to go pay a whole heap of money to a professional like you would have done in the past. Any other comment on that question? All right, here's a question here. I was concerned as well about not dragging on each chapter so as not to lose the reader. Okay, so that's just a comment. We're gonna wrap up. Okay, Dr. Brooks, what is your IG handle? What's your IG handle, Dr. Brooks? Because we have the website, but not the IG handle. Are you hearing me? What's your IG handle? So now is the time to promote your stuff outside of
Ruth, you know, you have to help me with these terminologies.
Your Instagram handle. Sorry, what's your Instagram handle? And Mr. Wedderburn, what's your Instagram handle? What's your name on Instagram?
Okay, my Instagram. Now I'm on my phone. What's my Instagram handle, girl?
I think it's your name.
That's my name, Dr. Angela Brooks.
All right, Mr. Wedderburn, what's your Instagram handle?
Bluefields Organic Farm. Bluefields Organic Farm.
Bluefields Organic Farm. Daphne, what's your Instagram handle?
It's my name, Daphne Ellis.
All right. So we have some lovely comments here. Give it up for our speaker. Suzanne says her takeaway is that successful book marketing can involve excitement and persistence. Don't let the book die. Woo, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. We want to thank our speakers and presenters. Any final words as you go? 30 seconds each.
Go ahead, Ruth. Go ahead, Daphne. Beauty before the beast. Go ahead.
I remember when I was doing the publishing coach training with Ruth, and one day we were talking and she said, "What's your takeaway?" And I said, "A book is a beautiful gift at the end of the publishing journey." And I want to leave that with you tonight. Your book is a gift to yourself and to the world.
Okay. Anybody else? Or you're letting Daphne just end with that?
Well, I would say writing a book is a powerful way to share your story and inspire others. And I'm saying go out and ensure you light your candle and empower the world. Also invite persons to read my book and discover how they too can turn adversity into triumph.
And my takeaway would be, don't die pregnant. Give birth to your book.
Love it. Yes.
All right. I have two important questions here, but I'll do the answers. And thank you so much, ladies. Don't leave. We have a giveaway, everybody, and I want to answer two questions. All right. So this question is, I want to have an idea of the initial cost to start writing your book up to the point that it can be published. So if you're asking about ghostwriting services, I'm going to encourage you to go to, because each company that you're using has its different rate. For me, if you need assistance, I have a free writing course. So that's the Rocket Writing Masterclass. At the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy, we have some free courses. Let me bring that up to help and to put it in frame, because if you can get some free help, don't rush to pay first, right? So let me go over to the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy a little bit and show you what's there. There is a Rocket Writing Masterclass, a class that teaches you how to write a book. It's free in 24 hours or 30 days. There are video tutorials. There are also the book, The Rocket Writer, is only $2.99 on Amazon. And so that will help you there. So there are courses that you can do. All right. So the Rocket Writing Masterclass, idea to book in 24 hours or 30 days. That's Authorpreneur Secrets Academy / authorpreneursecrets.com/academy. So there's that. But if you need help to write in terms of ghost writing, somebody writing it for you, there's a Rocket Writing program for me. That's the accelerator program. That's $1,500 for a 15,000 word book, and every additional 1,000 words you add might be another $100 or something of the sort. In terms of, like for Daphne with Heart Publishers, what you can do for any of these publishing services, just go to the page, the website, heartpublishers.com. The service is there, and you can book a free consultation session, make an appointment, and you will get the help that you need. You will see the cost. So the costs for these services vary. But if you I also told you about the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy. So for a budget of $1,000 or a little less, you can get help to write and to have a fully published book in 3 to 6 months. That is what we are promoting as an outcome of this summit once the summit is over. So you have you have a budget to work with. But on average, if you want to publish a book and use a service, you're looking anywhere from $1,000 up to $3,500. would be the budget that you need. And again, if you want to make use of the service, there are free consultation. Most publishing services over the world, when you go on their website, there's a free consultation session and you can book that. So go to hardpublishers.com and just book an appointment. And that booking is usually free, as I said, and Daphne will break down her prices. I'm not seeing the prices on the website. But you can go there, Heart Publishers, book a consultation session, and it's, as it says, heartpublishers.com. All right. And the first thing up there is book a consultation, because it depends on where you are in the process. But I'm giving you the average cost is between $1,000 and $3,500. Bamboo Sparks was mentioned a lot. Tomorrow is the Bamboo Sparks segment, but you could go to bamboosparks.com. The publishing services start at $2,500 US, depending on what you need. And you can go to bamboosparks.com. But tomorrow morning is a Bamboo Sparks sponsored segment where we're going to be teaching you how to use email marketing to build a community that will help you sell your products and services. Bamboo Sparks is also, tomorrow we have some special announcements as well, because Bamboo Sparks is going to be giving away a publishing deal of $3,000 US to 2 special groups, and you'll hear more about that. So 2 persons in 2025 will get a publishing deal of $3,000 US each. And I'm sure you want to find out more about that in the morning. I see Mr. Wedderburn knocking his head, so maybe he's going to enter his book to win that prize. I don't know if Dr. Brooks has a second book, but we don't bar anybody. Once you make the submission, you'll hear more about it in the morning. And if you're selected, then you don't have to spend any money on the publishing. All right, so I told that there was a question. And so the gift for that question is that you will get access to a free book marketing course that will help you to sell, give you the foundations to sell your first 1,000 copies. And it's a compliment to Dave Chesson's presentation this morning. So let me run you through the book marketing course. Then I'm going to ask the question. You have 30 seconds to produce the answer, and the winner will get access to this book marketing course. Usually it's $99. So let me go over to the book marketing course so that you can see what it's about. So this was based on an actual session that we did 2 years ago, a paid workshop. It's the only paid session we've ever had at the summit. It was with international book seller and expert Michael Laron, head of a marketing company in Jamaica called Point Global, by Javette Nixon, and digital marketing specialist Marva Titley Smith, and myself. We did a presentation. Book marketing fundamentals. What's the difference between marketing versus promotion? What are the secrets of successful authors, how they market? And these are short presentations, so the course is no more than 2 hours. Advertising and branding. We talk about how to get booked on podcasts. We had a Q&A, what to do if your sales are flatlined. That's similar to what to do to revive a dead book, although a book never dies. Advertising. We talked about some practical strategies, a 5-step book marketing process, whether it is non-fiction or fiction. We had some takeaways. I told you how you can I taught a lesson on how to become an Amazon best-selling author. And we give you 127 promotional sites and a PDF on how to sell your first 1,000 books. And that's for $99. So a lucky person, a blessed person this evening is going to walk away with that. So here's a question. All right. And it's very easy. If you've been paying attention, if you've gone to our summit site, if you're on our mailing list, it's very easy. Okay. So please give the names. I'm watching the chat of the 3 books of the presenters here tonight. The first person to type the names of all 3 books of the presenters here tonight in the chat will get access to that course as a gift. And I'm going to play some music and have a countdown while we wait on the answer, because we all need help with book marketing. All right, that session, that course was transformational for me. So what are the names of the 3 books of the presenters here tonight? Counting down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. All right, Refreshing Capital says Dancing with Snakes from Homelessness to a Healing Haven and Aaron. You're almost correct. It's not Dancing with Snakes. Can you try that again? Pat Fisher said that it's not Dancing with Snakes, but everybody so far. Oh yes, Anthea, you're the winner. Homelessness to a Healing. No, that's not correct. It's not Homelessness to Heaven. Dancing Among Snakes, Aaron. So the 3 of you are close, but each person has something off. Try again. Try again. Dancing, Auntie Pat is the closest. Try again. Try again. Try again, Hepzibah, because each person has 2 right. The thing with a book title, you must get the name right, because sometimes it leads to somebody else's book. So please, type again, try again, and start. Dancing Among Snakes, Aaron, and from, it's not from Hopelessness to Heaven. It's somewhere to burn the card. For the name of the book. Each person has gotten 2 right. You have to get the name right, or else it's somebody else's book. You guys are so close. Refreshing Hepzibah has corrected her. So, Hepzibah, you are the winner. It's Dancing Among Snakes. You corrected what you said. So, it's Dancing Among Snakes from Homelessness to a Healing Haven and Aaron. So, congratulations, Hepzibah. You made the correction. So, you're the winner. So, it's Aaron. Dancing Among Snakes, not with snakes, and from Homelessness to a Healing Haven. Send me an email at authorpreneursecrets@gmail.com, and I will give you access to that course. We've come to the end of day 2. Just a reminder of what's going to take place tomorrow, and then we're going to close out. So tomorrow, we're going to have, it's a Bamboo Sparks sponsored segment with one of the co-owners of Bamboo Sparks, Raquel Newman, who is an author and digital marketer. And she's going to talk about how to build a community, sell more books, and using email marketing. Email marketing is not dead, people. The money is in the email list, and you don't want to miss that session. Plus, like I said, Bamboo Sparks has some big announcements that will benefit everybody. So you don't want to miss tomorrow's session. So everybody, thank you very much for coming, and spread the word, catch the replay, and remember, of making many books, there is no end. So go pen it to win it and dominate authorpreneurship. Ta for now, until tomorrow morning.